Sorry about that, Cap City. I forget where we left off. Yeah, I think we were at Chiron. Yeah, Chiron in Aries, your fourth house. So with your fourth house, this is your feelings, your emotions. You know how your emotional stability, emotional security, and this is where Aries is. So for some of you, I feel like you could be an energy where you're realizing that certain things are just I don't know. I just feel like a level of maturity here. The way you used to handle things, you're not handling it that way anymore. Um, you're understanding, you're looking back. For some of you, you could be looking back at the way things used to be versus how they are now. I just feel like there's just a rebirth going on here for you, the way you process your emotions and your emotional stability and security. You may be looking at where you may have taken a risk on some things that didn't work out. And so, you could just be reflecting back on that. And, I feel like this is all about, okay, I'm going to be doing things differently. I'm going to be connecting differently. I vibe different. I'm talking different. I feel different. I'm going to be responding differently. Um, so I feel like, as far as your emotions and things, you're getting those in check. That's something that you're going to always have to work on because that's where Chiron is in. Well, as long as Chiron's there for the collective, that's what you're going to have to work on. But in general, Chiron in your chart is something that you're always going to have to work on. It's a past life energy that may have come with you from a past life. And, it's something that the soul has to, it's like a wound that the soul has that it hasn't healed from right away. So with your fifth house here, this is the house of your children. This is the house of your inner child. This is the house of your love life, your sex life, what turns you on sexually. This is the house of what you do for fun, for leisure, right? This is the Tauruses. This is the North Node of Taurus here. So the full moon is going to be here on the 11th. All right, this is where all of this the other part of this eclipse energy comes in. We had an eclipse in your 11th house on the 25th of October. 2 weeks later, on the 8th of November, is the full moon. And then we also have Uranus here in retrograde and the North Node. Now, Taurus is the house of comfortability, stability. It's the house of trust. This is also the energy of it, not the house, but it's also the energy of your physical money, your physical manifestations, you know, um, your physical body. To hmm. Now, yeah, the money you make, your money making potential is what I was trying to say. Now, also your physical body. Taurus rules the physical body. So for some of you, you may be delighting in partner your intimacy with your partner, right? There may be some things that you guys may do that's out of the ordinary, right? Or you may want to do something or be in a situation where you have a out of ordinary connection with someone, all right? But be careful of. I just feel like you should just be careful one night stands, right? Don't participate in those types of things. But some of you that may be coming towards you, but you do need to be careful. Okay, definitely need to be careful, especially if it's an old friend, or if that's something that when you meet a guy, you just immediately fall for them, or you meet a girl, you immediately fall for them, and you become intimate. I feel like for some of you, you need to be cool with that. This is not a good time for that right now. Okay, especially with Mars in your Gemini house, which is in your sixth house. Like Mars is in retrograde here on October 30th. You may hear the kids playing outside, so don't mind them. Then they got the dog out there too, so just take all the nature in, the natural energy in. Hold on, let me close my door. All right, sorry about that. So the kids wanted to come out, the dogs wanted to come out, so I had to close the windows and the doors, trying to get some fresh air while it's still nice out. But at any rate, so yeah, your fifth house here where Taurus is. So yeah, like I said, some of you may be careful of one night stands. Running into people that you ran in, calling people back from your past that you don't have a connection with anymore. Okay, these people may be reaching out to you. Okay, or you may be thinking about reaching out to them. Be careful with that. Now, in your routine, your house of your routines and your priorities and what's most important to you, Mars is here in retrograde and it's been there since October 30th. And it will be there until January 12th. Shout out to my niece, Monty Intuition. Check out her channel. All right. But it'll be there until January 12th. Now, this is your Gemini house. This house here is your routines and patterns, in reference to your lifestyle choices. So Mars is in retrograde here. So Mars is all about you jumping and just doing whatever you feel. I feel like for some of you, you're looking back at some of your old routines and patterns and you're changing things up for whatever reason. Maybe you're wanting to do things differently, you want a different result, but I feel like you're at the point where you're ready to take action. Some of you are putting things into place now. That's cool to put things into place now, but this is also going to be a time more so while Mars is in retrograde for you to plan what you want. Figure out how you want to do it so that when Mars goes direct, you take that plan and you move forward with it. That's what you're supposed to do with the Mars energy. So, in reference to you wanting to change your routines, your patterns, the way you do things, how things work, start writing things down, start putting things into place, start making the moves you need to make now so that when we get to the mid end of January, you can put those plans in place. This is enough time for you to start working on that. So that's key for you, okay? So we have a definite time frame here in which you should take to really just put a good plan in place. So there's no rush, but know how to use the energies. If you don't need that whole period of time, then cool. But maybe you will. Maybe you feel like you don't need it and you put a plan in place and implement it, and maybe you have to go back to the drawing board. However, it works for you. But this is definitely a time of putting energy and effort out there to changing your priorities, changing your plans, changing your pattern in a way that might be difficult for you to change, like a habit or something like that. Or if there's just new projects that you want to get into, especially those things that you may have put on the shelf. Um, I just pulled up something that I said I was gonna do, and I wrote down some information in like 10 minutes, and it just boom, it came to me. So this is a time for you to, use your creative energy, especially with that full moon in Taurus in your fifth house to make money. Taurus is about money. So you're gonna be getting a lot of creative spark, a lot of creative ideas. Okay, so pay attention to that, Cap City. Right, this is the time for you. Definitely, I feel like your hard work, the universe is about to bless you right now. Right, when by the time your season gets here, it's gonna be on and popping. All right, for a lot of you, and I love that energy for you. So that's what I got for you, Cap City. I hope that you got something out of this. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and my other channel, which is the Mini Styles of Tarot. The link's in the box below for that, as well as how to get a personal reading, as well as the link for Patreon. I do readings on there as well. So come through and check me out on all of the platforms. I wish you guys the best, and I'll see you in the next reading. Cap City, what's going on? It's your girl D here with 8th House Readings, and this is your November 2022 astrology reading. This reading consists of me reading the planetary alignments for the Capricorn placement. It may resonate more with ascending sign, slash rising sign caps, as well as cap suns, but it could resonate with anybody because we all got cap in our chart somewhere, all right? Capricorn is what I'm saying, but I call it cap for short, aka Cap City in the building. So I hope all is well with you guys. We are in the midst of eclipse energy right now. At the time of this recording, it is October 30th, right? So it's Scorpio season. So happy birthday to all Scorpios. I just celebrated my birthday, and I'm a Cap Moon, so I shout out y'all as well. So I hope all is well with everybody, and thank you for coming to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's get right into this, Cap City. So we're looking at right now. We're in Scorpio season. All right. So Scorpio rules your 11th house. So this is your house of long-term stability, long-term growth, long-term friendships, long-term mature things that mature over time. Um, Also, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, um, and this is also the energy of what makes you uniquely you. What you contribute to the world, what you bring to the collective. Discovering that gift. So you got a lot of energy here in this house. This is dope energy. You got the South Node here, you got the Sun here, you got Venus here, and you got Mercury here. And we're in the midst of the eclipse energy that occurred on October 25th in this house. Very powerful energy going on in this particular house. So I feel like a lot of you in a position where you are revamping your plans for the future. You're like, look, whatever cycle I just came out of or whatever I was just dealing with, I'm looking around to see what it is that I'm learning here. I know I don't want that again. So I'm looking back at the things that I did and how I moved and how I could have made long term gains had I moved a different way, right? Or, and now that I've learned from that, this is what I'm going to do moving forward. So I feel like there's a lot of that going on, a lot of maturity going on as well. So some of you could just be frustrated with a lot of things and understanding that, priority has to be placed, and as a result, some things have to go. Scorpio deals with the death energy. So, some ways and situations and scenarios, beliefs, even friends had to go, right? So that something new could be developed, something new could be born. And so, with all that energy going on in your 11th house, I feel like that's what's going on. So, maybe you had some dreams that didn't come true, or they came true and it wasn't what you thought it was. I personally am dealing with a lot of that, like with these student loans. You get these degrees. It was a dream for you to get a degree, right? You get this bachelor's degree, and then you go on and you get this master's degree, and then you go on and get this PhD or whatever level of education you get. Like, this is just an example. You accomplish these things, but it's just like, for some of you, it may not be what you thought it was. It was like, okay, now what's the next dream? Now what's the next goal? And it's not that you're not thankful. It's just, Capricorn, you're so focused on getting to the goal that you don't sometimes stop and enjoy the ride there. So I feel like for some of you, because you're so dogged and tenacious in your strive to get to the goal, this is why you're successful. You always get to the goal. But it's time for you to start looking at, okay, yeah, I always accomplish what I set myself out to do, but what I need to do now is enjoy the journey. Look at the growth that occurred in me. So I feel like this is the energy you're dealing with in your 11th house. Now, your first house, I'm sorry, your 12th house is where all of that energy is moving into towards the middle of November. So Venus and Mercury are going to be coming over on the 16th and the 17th. And then the Sun is going to move over into Sag. It'll be Sag season on November 22nd. And then the next day on the 23rd is the new moon in Sag. So a lot of energy going on in your 12th house. So you're in the process now where you're coming to terms with some of the things that you've done that you could have done differently. The moves that you made, did it give you short-term gains or long-term gains in whatever area of aspect of your life? You know, are you still dealing with those things? Are they a positive reinforcement in your life? Is this something that you really wanted? And did it turn, once you got it, how did it feel? Or now that you got it, what do you want to do next? So some of you are setting new dreams, new goals, new ideas to obtain, and you're thinking about what it is that you want to do, and you're putting that in place. Beautiful energy. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Now, your first house where Pluto just went direct for you this month. Okay. So you're probably in the energy of like, stretching. You know how you feel when you wake up, you're stretching and you're getting ready to start the new day. Well, this is you stretching and getting ready to start your new life. You know what I mean? And I say that laughingly because I'm just thinking about how I was just going through this thought process myself. But it's just the energy of, new beginnings, right? Looking at things from a different perspective. It's like, you got to get out there and do what you need to do. It's the equivalent of this energy right now for you because we're in Scorpio season. We're about to go into Sag season, and then it's your season. So this energy reminds me of, like, say you have to be up at 7 o'clock, right? And you have to wake up to go to the bathroom, and you go to the bathroom, it's like 4 o'clock, and you're like, okay, I still got 3 good hours. All right, I can fall back to sleep in about 15 minutes, and I'm good. Right, so I feel like that's where you're at. You're at that 4:15 hour. You just came out of the bathroom. You digested all of the stuff that was going on that was negative and karmic. This is what you're doing with this energy that we're dealing with. This eclipse energy, because eclipse energy is all about removing. So use this energy to write affirmations to remove anything negative and toxic that you're still holding on to in reference to ideas, thoughts, people, old friends, old situations. Like, you're in a stage where you're going from one mental level to another, like you're upgrading, right? This is you. So you're realizing, okay, I got to get up in the morning because we got to start work Monday. Work represents, in Monday at 7 o'clock represents your new life cycle beginning, or you doing the things that you want to do to get to that new life that you want. So you're at that 4:15 hour. So you're waking up, yawning, stretching, right? Um, and you're still processing things because a lot of this is going to go on into your 12th house. So you got 3 more hours to sleep. And then that 3 hour period, that's the energy to me, the equivalent of all of these planets moving out of your 11th house and going into your 12th house. That the 12th house is your dream state. So karmically, you're going to be, in your dreams, you're going to be connecting with probably past life entities from your family, ancestors, you know, um, letting you know that, you're doing all right. You may not recognize these people as such, but I feel like whenever you have a lot of planets in your 12th house, or there's a lot of changing in your 12th house, you're definitely going to encounter some type of ancestral energy in your dream state. It could be you having a dream like, yo, I was hanging out with these people. I don't know who they was, but we had fun and we was doing this and that. We hung out at the bar and like those might be your ancestors that's at the bar. The bartender might be your ancestor, or the security guy at the door, maybe, that it's like that type of energy. You're going to be having dreams where you're doing things and you're connecting with people. A lot of these are going to be karmics from your past as well. You may not recognize them, but your ancestors are there as well because you're going back to the spiritual realm, which is really dope. I like this energy. Yeah, you're going back to the spiritual realm for another 3 hours, of sleep. And so by the time, all of these planets get to your first house, the sun, Venus, Mercury, you know, um, it's going to be time for you to wake up and initiate and go into your energy while everybody else is sleeping. This is you waking up and going into the grind. But your second house is where Saturn is, right? This is your money house, right? This is ruled by Aquarius. So be careful hanging out with friends and spending money with friends. People, you may meet people and you're starting to meet people. But also, if you look at your 11th house, this is squaring your second house. Be careful. And remember, the 11th house is where Scorpio is. You got the sun there, the south node, Venus, Mercury, in this eclipse energy. And so stop spending money. I know who you are. Stop playing. I know you. All right. Your friends call you or someone calls you. Yo, what you doing? Yo, come over. Or da 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 da. You the first person to come out your pocket and make sure everything is straight for the connect. You know, y'all get together. Oh, okay, I'll buy drinks. Oh, don't worry, I got some money. Oh, we gonna light up. Oh, don't worry, I got some. Oh, yo, we need water. Okay, come on, take me to the store. All right, I'll take you. Like you always giving and spending. You gotta cut that out. All right. You know who you need to do it with and who you don't need to do it with. That's what you need to do. Let's say that because there's a rebirth here. So you're using discernment now. The sun is there shining light on who these sneaky people was with the Scorpio energy. All right, who these so-called friends was just around when because you knew that they knew you would buy stuff. Yeah, your ancestors see this is going on in the spiritual realm and this is going on in the physical realm. Okay, what goes down here is also going on up there. All right, so some of you are going to be having these dreams. Like I said, your ancestors are going to be in there, and your some of your karmic partners are going to be there. And they may not be people you recognize. Okay, the karmics may not be people you recognize. They're going to be in another shape or form, but they just may represent a different energy in your dream state. So this is what you're going to be experiencing over the next 2 months. Okay, um, so you need to be watching your friends, who you socialize with. Watch what you say online as well. Also, for some of you, you have online businesses. This is about to take off. You're about to make some money here. With Venus here, Venus is a money planet. All right. But again, watch what you say online too. All right. Because you got Saturn Aquarius here in your second house. That's your money making. Be careful what you say. Follow the rules and the regulations so that you don't get shadow banned. I feel like for some of you, you are. This is really interesting. I can see this I can see this in the placements now. I didn't notice it before, but I see it now. So I feel like the shadow band energy for some of you who were experiencing it while Saturn was in retrograde, that energy may lift. All right. So you may be getting more views, okay, or it could be the opposite. Your views could go down, especially if you're a content creator or a podcaster, and you noticed a significant change in your turnout. You can see this real clear here for you. So it could go either direction, but there's a change here, okay? Now, your third house is the house of your lifestyle choices, like who you hang out with, when you hang out, where you like to hang out, when you do hang out, when you're social and things like that. This house is ruled by Pisces. So this is the energy of, be careful with the drugs, okay? Be careful with spending a lot of time alone, getting high and drunk. For some of you with Jupiter and Neptune here, you're gonna realize that you drink and smoke too much, so you may be feeling the urge to cut back, um, which is okay. For others of you, this is you see. I just feel like there's an energy of whatever you're doing in excess, whatever you if it's like you eating, whatever you're doing, you may be hanging out too much, partying too much. A lot of partying is what I'm getting. All right, especially with the drugs. So you need to be cool with the drinking, be cool with the smoking. You could do it, but just know that it may be a little extra, or you may be somebody who don't have no real problem like that, and all of a sudden you notice that you're doing a little bit more. It's the transit. So I'm not saying that those who quit are gonna go back to doing. I'm just saying that you may experience temptation more so of something that may have a desire for, and you have to like, yo, calm down. Let's not be greedy. Okay. So just be careful. All right. Now, with your fourth house, when it comes to your feelings, your private feelings, your private emotions, and what's going on, and with your connection with your mother or maternal figure, we got Aries here, and Chiron is here in retrograde right now. So I feel like for some of you, Capricorn is a sign that usually is associated with issues with the mother figure, right? Um, Especially Capricorn ascendant, suns, and moons. Um, but it could be anybody. But anybody who may have problems with their mom, they may have a lot of interesting placements in their Capricorn house or their Cancer house. But yours here is your fourth house, which is Aries here. So Aries is all about um, the baby, the warrior. Hold on a second.